Great way to kick off the weekend, a Manchester derby live on Sky Sports. Michael Carrick taking charge of Manchester United for the first time since returning as head coach until the end of the season. Right, Jay, we're going to bring in fans from both sides in a moment, but first of all, I just want your thoughts on this massive game. So Carrick's first game in charge, a Manchester derby, right? You've played for different managers. How much can they change things in just a few days? That's all he's had.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen it with other managers before. Like Moyes went into Everton and it was a big shake-up. They went from bad form to being on top form. And I think that's what managers do, especially the top ones. I think Michael Carrick, he obviously knows what it takes to be a Man United player, what's expected. He knows the club. He's brought in Tom Holland, which is obviously a very good coach as well.
Steve Holland.
Steve Holland, yeah. Tom Holland.
Good actor.
Spider-Man, yeah. I was watching that last night with my son, that's why.
They need some superheroes.
Steve Holland. And I think that he can get the best out of some of these young players.
So it's Manchester City first, as we know. But you know what's next for Manchester United after this, don't you?
No, I don't actually.
Arsenal.
Oh,
all right.
That's
is
easy.
that a good way to start or a bad way? Do you want those tough tests or do you want the pressure of being at home to the bottom two?
I think when you play against the likes of Man City and Arsenal, there's no real expectation to win. So I would say...
They're at home against Manchester City.
Yeah, but there's still no expectation to win like there was in the history of Man United Football Club. So I would say it's a good way to start. And you could win the fans over straight away. I mean, imagine if he goes and wins both games. That would be unbelievable for Michael. I think when you go and play against a smaller team, there's going to be more pressure because you're expected to win. But there's no doubt about it. When you look at that squad still that Man United have, it's still a great squad, still a strong squad. There's not many squads in the Premier League.
Especially with some of the players returning as well.
Exactly. So I think it's more giving them players confidence. Players are going to have a chance that wasn't, players like Mainu. He's going to have a big chance to play in that midfield now. He's going to have a chance because they're going to play a different way, which will suit him.
We have seen protests against the owners at Manchester United over the last couple of games. Was that one of the reasons it was so important for them to bring back someone like Matt? It always seemed they were going to bring back someone who'd been at the club already. Is that one of the reasons why they've gone to Carrick? Try to get the fans back on side for the ones who had gone against them?
Yes, but also I think we're doing Michael Carrick a disservice. He is a good manager. He did have a good time at Middlesbrough. And, when you look at Middlesbrough, they were selling their players. So, when you have a manager that's losing their top players all the time, it's going to be difficult for that team to progress. But I liked the way he had his teams playing. I mean, when he was Man United manager, was it 2 wins and 1 draw? But like I say, I think they wanted to get someone in there that knows the Man United way, and there's no doubt about it. He does know that.
Right, well, Sky Sports have partnered with Finalysis to discover true fan opinion. To have your say on your club, download the Finalysis app. Now, scan that QR code here for more details. Right, 2 people who've done just that are Manchester United fan James McDonald and Manchester City supporter Luke Stanley. Right, good morning to both of you. You can be friends-ish today, but I know you won't be tomorrow. James, we'll start with you as the home side. It's your 3rd manager in 4 games. Congratulations. More or less confident, given that you've got Carrick rather than Amorim?
Slightly less confident, only purely because Amorim was a bit of a known quantity. We know what we're getting. We know how he was going to set up and what he was going to be doing. We don't know what Carrick's going to be able to turn around in 3 days at United.
James,
we think you might change the formation. But...
No, but James, obviously, exactly, Tom. You've turned up this morning. There you go, already.
He's in some mood today, honestly. I caught him earlier. He was trying to argue with me, and then he realised he was arguing with himself.
No, that's not true. We're going to get into it later.
He made a point, then disagreed with his own point. So good luck to you two here.
That's not true. That's not true. But one thing I would say, Michael Carrick obviously knows the Man United way. He knows the club inside and out. He's going to play with 4 at the back, with wingers, attacking football. He was a top midfielder himself, so he's going to probably put the players in there that he wants to see complement each other. I like the appointment of Michael Carrick. I think the bigger question is, if he does well and he gets Man United into the Champions League spot, do they then give him the job long term? I think that's the best question, because you said there about Amorim, being proven and, him knowing what he wants and whatnot. I think there's a difference from being proven in European football to be proven in Premiership football, in English football. It's different. There's a different way. There's a different threshold of, fouls and the physical part of the game. And I just think it's a good appointment there for Man United.
Yeah, I think when I was saying that about him being proven, it wasn't me throwing shade at Carrick. It was more of, it's a known quantity. I know what I'm getting a little bit more at this level. Whereas Carrick, we're kind of waiting to see what he can produce. I've got no kind of qualms that he's actually going to be a good manager for United and he's going to do a good job for us this season. But if you were saying which one I was betting on or which one I was doing that, I'd have more facts about Amorim at this level.
Yeah, OK, Luke, would you rather have faced Amorim's United or this new look, probably Carrick's?
I think there's a bit more unknown now. Carrick's come in, and I think maybe that's why United waited a little bit, so they've got kind of the two big hard games to kind of throw them into. But yeah, I think I'd probably rather face Carrick just because I think maybe more can go wrong when they've just changed manager. But yeah, I'd be quite happy to face either of them, to be fair.
Luke, I disagree with you there because when you look at the Man United team that Amorim had, obviously they played the 3-4-2-1 formation, but it turns into a 5 at the back because Man City will dominate possession and just have them ping back. And I think that itself can stifle Man City. I feel like with the formation that Carrick will probably play, which is 4-2-3-1, I think there's more of a match-up there for players individually. So that's why I think it will suit Man City to play against this Carrick team more than the Amorim team.
Yeah, I get you've kind of gone into it tactically there, which is fair enough. I'm just thinking it more of kind of like on paper. And, Amorim's turned up in a few of the big games. He's beaten City before. He beat Liverpool, to be fair, early in the season. And I was just sort of thinking on paper, who would I rather kind of have a feel of playing against? And to be fair, like I said, I'd probably be quite confident going into either game. But given there's so much change going on at United, they've not really got any results lately. Fletcher went in, didn't win a game, and then obviously they've not won in 4 games now with some pretty favourable fixtures, to be fair. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to play in this game.
Luke, I got a question for both of you actually. Okay, Luke, I'll start with you. Who's your front three tomorrow?
Our front three is Doku, Haaland, Semenyo.
Okay, and Man United, what are you saying?
For our front three, we go Kuna, Mbemo and Sesko.
So Cunha on the left. So James, is that
interesting?
We're talking about changes that Carrick can make, and Jay said straight away, well, I think Manchester United will play a 4-2-3-1. Is that the obvious change to make, and is that what the fans in general want?
I think that's what we expect to see.
So Fernandes in 10.
Yeah. Well, I think Bruno and Mainu in the mid, they complement each other a little bit, and then with that, I think that can work in the middle.
I think
we're missing someone.
But Fernandes has to be a number 10. If Man United play 4-2-3-1, I want to see Bruno Fernandes as a number 10 because I genuinely think there's not many better number 10s in the world than Bruno Fernandes.
I agree, but I also think we're in a position where centre mids, we've not got a plethora of them to pick from. And I think Bruno, you can put him in there and he'll do a job. And I think you kind of sacrifice him a little bit because he'll be able to step up in that position.
Yeah. Right. Luke, you will know that you've actually got a great recent record against Manchester United. We've actually got a graphic to show how well you've done away at Old Trafford. And in there, here it is now in there. So that's pretty good. Away from home, in fact, it's very good. And remember, in there, you've got a 6-1 win as well. Are you as confident as you've ever been going to Old Trafford?
I think a derby game's a bit weird. You can never be that confident because it comes back to bite you. I think maybe that FA Cup final a couple of years ago was a prime example. We were so confident going into it. We just won the league. United were right down in the dumps and then they beat us. So derby games are weird. I think going into the 6-1 as well, no one had that much confidence at all. We were top of the league at the time by quite a few points, and United, obviously we could have extended that. And I don't think any United fans saw a 6-1 coming. But yeah, United have only scored in one of the last 5 Premier League derby games at Old Trafford, so that's something I'll be taking into it. And we're all confident, but you can only be so confident with the derby.
Luke, do you see Guardiola going like all-out attack and playing that like 4-1-5 and just having like Doku, Foden, Cherki, Semenyo and Haaland up front and just saying, we're going for this?
I think the play style we've had this season almost a little bit like we're going for this. I think it'd be a bit risky to maybe put that many forwards on. I think we'll go for a little bit more control in the midfield. I think we will go with the Doku, Haaland, Semenyo. Semenyo can't play in the next game after anyway because he's not registered for the Champions League. So it'd be a bit stupid not to play him, especially on his form.
Yeah, true.
And I think Foden and Haaland.
But he would be playing. I'm saying Semenyo on one side, Doku on the other side, and then having Foden and Cherky with
I think that's a bit much.
Haaland
I think that's just going to. I mean, that either means we win 10-0 or lose 3-0. I think. You know I mean, we scored 10 last weekend, and I'd like to see it again, but I think that'd be a little bit chaotic. That.
I mean, James, when you look at that record, I mean, it must make you shudder. Because, of course, you being the home side, and it wasn't that long ago that you would be the ones dominating this fixture.
No, it was long ago, Tom.
Hurt?
It was long ago. It was long ago.
I was about 8, mate.
It was long ago. It was long ago.
I told you, honestly, if you will argue with anyone, right?
It was a long time ago.
In the mirror.
When was the last time Fergie? Hold on. When was the last time Fergie was manager? When was the last time Fergie was manager?
I was in year 5 last time United.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was a long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
You was a teenager.
Me?
Well, Tom was a teenager.
He was a teenager.
What do you think I am?
I don't know. You just got your makeup done, I know that.
Don't need it. Actually, I went in there, they said, I don't need it, but can you send in the other guy, they said. I actually can't even remember what the question was, James, but anyway. Oh, that was it,
yeah. How bad the record was, but also, Tom, you look fabulous with your makeup on. But I would say the record has been absolutely shocking, and on them numbers, there's no way of reading them and taking much positives from it. I think the only thing we can say is in recent seasons we have managed to get a couple of wins against City. The only thing is when we beat City, we kind of scrape a 1-0 or 2-1 win, whereas if they beat us, it's like 4-5-0. So it's damage limitation, I suppose.
James, I do have one question for you because I've been really impressed with him. Haven, he's been really, really good, and to the point where I was like, I think he's better than Euro. I think he's come in there, he's been assured, he's quick, he wins his headers, he gets interceptions. I think he's been fantastic. Do you start him if he's available?
I think you do because he's on good run of form. I think Euro started the season absolutely brilliantly. He was winning everything. He was getting involved in stuff, and he's come off the boil a little bit, which is to be expected for a young centre back. But I think having Aiden come in, wait patiently, come in and just absolutely do his thing has been good to see. I think the future for United's defence is pretty strong with them two.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, he has done well. Right, combined 11s in WhatsApp groups, pubs, living rooms, up and down the country. People do this when it's a big game like this, so we'll do it as well. We're going to get Jay's as well, but James, will start with yours. So Manchester United and Manchester City combined 11. Here it is. Talk us through it.
So I went through a team that I thought was going to dominate possession. There's a couple of rogue choices, like, for example, Ahmad and stuff. I wanted to put Foden in, but I just felt so bad on Rodri having to cover for Fernandes all the way through. So I thought he'd give him a bit of a bit of lapse.
James, come on. That is, you ain't being objective there. That is just being biased.
I don't know.
I tell you what, Ahmad right back is just rudeness.
Well,
No,
he's just
sorry.
He's
You
trying
can't
to
put Ahmad right back. He's a right winger.
Rico Lewis.
He's a wing
Rico
back.
Lewis or Ahmad. Ahmad this season.
Not Rico Lewis or Ahmad. Come on.
But he played as a wing back, a number
Lewis
10 or a winger.
right back this season.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, if it wasn't Ahmad, it would have been Mazraoui, if I'm being honest.
Oh, dear me.
I think the other option is Rico Lewis, isn't it?
It's the other option's cousin.
Matthias Nunes plays there, doesn't he? Matthias Nunes.
I mean, what about Dallo? No?
Dallo, no, he's been so inconsistent this season. I think he's cost us a little bit. I think, to be fair, out of all our wing backs, like Ahmad's been the one who's been the standout.
Right, in fairness, we're going to get to Jay shortly, but Jay did struggle at right back as well, by the way. But Luke, what did you go for? Let's have a look at yours. Talk us through this.
There's sort of one token United player, and that's what I'd say. Donnarumma in goal, best keeper in the world. Nico Riley's been really good at left back. I know the pair at centre back have been injured, but obviously it's like full fitness or whatever. Nunes, unbelievable at right back this season, barely put a foot wrong. Then I went Rodri, Foden with Bruno Fernandes. I think Bernardo Silva, Cherky queuing up to get in that midfield, but I put Bruno Fernandes in just to keep a few red faces happy. And then the front three, like I said, Doku, Haaland, Semenyo.
I don't think there'll be many happy that you've only got one in there, but see...
I mean, I think one's generous. Genuinely, I think one's generous.
No,
Okay,
one's not. Fernandes, I think most people would have Fernandes. The one I'm looking at...
Jay's neutral, and we're going to have yours. So do you want to...
Let's go to mine.
No, you can make a point
Let's
like
go to mine. Let's go.
Go on then. So Jay's neutral. Let's see what Jay's gone for.
All right, so obviously Donnarumma, there's no question.
Oh, no.
I'm going to be honest. Hold on.
Martinez,
let me be honest with you.
He conceded 6 in his first game against Haaland.
Let me just be... Hold on. Let me land. Right, I'm just saying, obviously, I don't want to be completely blue. So I've put Dalla in there because I've seen him have good games against City. And attacking-wise, I think he's good. Putting crosses in the box, I think he's good at that. Obviously, Diaz, Martinez. I put Martinez in there as a token gesture. The producer talked me into it. To be honest, I was going to go with O'Reilly. But, yeah. But the midfield, I don't think anyone can question the midfield. And going forward, I've gone with Cherki, Haaland, Doku. Even though I've seen Semenyo do really well, and he's scored in his first few games, I still feel like Cherki is a better overall player. I think Doku's been great this season. I think playing against him is going to be really tough, especially when he's on form. And then Haaland just speaks for itself, doesn't he? He speaks for himself, just goals, even though he hasn't scored in 6 in open play. So he needs to get back on it, but there's no doubt about it, he's the best goal scorer.
John Stones didn't make any of your...
I think fitness.
But I suppose because he's been out for so long. Right, we'll end with some predictions, James.
Well, head and heart kind of time, isn't it? I just genuinely think the odds are so stacked against us that we're going to come out with a scraper 1-0 win.
OK, 1-0 win. All right, then, Luke?
I'll go 5-0 City.
I told you, that's just a lack of respect. Where are you going, Tom? Hold on, Tom, where are you going?
I will go 1-1.
You told me earlier that you think Man United will win.
I said Manchester United won't lose.
You said to me they would win.
See, you're just making stuff up.
You said they would win.
I said Manchester...
I put you on the spot, you were trying to sit on the fence.
I said Manchester United won't lose. That's not sitting on the fence, because that's
actually... Of course it's sitting on the fence. A draw's sitting on the fence.
Man City are the favourites.
I'm going with 3-2. I'm going a lot of goals in the game. I'm going 3-2 City.
3-2 Manchester City. OK, we will remember those, because they are on TV and being recorded. James...